welcome to SR Money News IN. Today, we are initiating a breakout watch on IDFC First Bank, which recently witnessed a powerful market reaction, surging 10% intraday to hit a fresh 52-week high of 88 rupees and 76 paise. This momentum represents a major trend of capital rotation in the private banking sector. To understand capital rotation, think of institutional investors as asset managers shifting their funds from overvalued, saturated sectors into high-growth, undervalued companies, similar to an agricultural fund shifting investment from mature crop fields into freshly irrigated, highly fertile land. This massive influx of liquidity pushed the stock up from its previous close of 80 rupees and 79 paise, trading heavily around the 85 rupee mark. As professional allocators, our task is to look past this immediate market euphoria and dissect the underlying structural shifts driving this valuation re-rating. To evaluate IDFC First Bank's long-term investment thesis, we must understand its core business moat. Over the past several years, the bank has executed a deliberate, structural pivot away from legacy, high-risk infrastructure lending toward granular retail and SME lending. This strategy of granular retail credit is essentially the banking equivalent of building a retail franchise rather than depending on a few massive wholesale buyers. Think of it like a wholesale grocery merchant who decides to sell small, premium packages to thousands of individual households instead of selling entire truckloads to a single, unpredictable factory. If one household stops buying, your revenue remains virtually unaffected. This strategy provides the bank with immense operational resilience, stable interest yields, and deep market penetration into India's rapidly expanding middle-class credit economy. Moving into the second stage of our analysis, the bank's Q1 FY27 financial statements showcase an extraordinary performance. The key positive surprise was the bank's net profit, which surged by an astonishing 132% year-on-year to reach 1,075 crore rupees. This massive bottom-line expansion was primarily unlocked by a structural reduction in the cost of funds. A structural reduction in the cost of funds is the banking equivalent of renegotiating all your utility bills and wholesale purchase agreements to a permanently lower rate. Imagine running a manufacturing plant and suddenly figuring out a way to procure your raw materials at half the market price while keeping your selling price exactly the same. Your profit margins naturally explode. For IDFC First Bank, replacing expensive legacy corporate borrowing with low-cost retail deposits has structurally optimized their balance sheet. A critical component of this quarterly outperformance is asset insulation. In professional equity research, asset insulation refers to a bank's capacity to shield its loan book from credit defaults and economic downturns. This operates exactly like advanced waterproofing on a residential building. No matter how heavy the seasonal rains get, the interior structure remains perfectly dry. IDFC First Bank has achieved this superior insulation by employing stringent risk underwriting models in their retail and SME lending segments. By avoiding massive, high-exposure corporate loans that could turn into non-performing assets, the bank has maintained excellent credit quality. This robust insulation, combined with a falling cost of funds, has protected their net interest margins, allowing them to reinvest capital back into high-yielding operational assets. Turning to the management commentary, executive leadership has officially upgraded its forward guidance. This upgrade is driven by strong core operational trends and incredibly healthy credit demand in the retail and small enterprise segments. This upgraded guidance represents enhanced forward earnings visibility. For a retail investor, think of forward earnings visibility as having a highly advanced, long-range GPS system in your car that clearly shows there are no traffic jams or roadblocks for the next 100 miles, allowing you to confidently maintain a high speed. The management's strategic focus is now on compounding this high-quality loan growth while continuously scaling their digital-first banking architecture to keep operational costs low. This proactive stance suggests that management has high confidence in their business model's scalability. To place this performance in context, we must analyze the broader macroeconomic landscape. The Indian banking sector is experiencing a prolonged credit growth cycle, fueled by robust capital expenditure and rising middle-class consumer consumption. However, this macro environment is characterized by intense competition for retail deposits. This macro landscape acts like a booming local food market where there is an endless crowd of hungry customers ready to buy meals, but every restaurant owner is desperately fighting over a limited supply of fresh, high-quality raw ingredients. In banking, those raw ingredients are low-cost deposits. Banks that can successfully attract stable, low-cost savings accounts and current accounts will win this cycle, while those dependent on expensive wholesale market borrowings will face severe margin squeeze. IDFC First Bank's performance indicates it is successfully securing these deposit ingredients. Despite these impressive earnings, institutional discipline requires a rigorous assessment of structural risks. The primary systemic headwind facing the banking sector is the high cost of deposit mobilization and potential regulatory tightening by the central bank. We must view these regulatory headwinds as keeping your foot hovering near the brake pedal while driving fast on an open road. Even if the path is clear, unexpected speed bumps can appear instantly. The Reserve Bank of India has actively signaled concerns over rapid growth in unsecured retail loans. If regulators decide to increase risk-weighting requirements further, it could escalate capital consumption, put pressure on capital adequacy ratios, and limit the bank's ability to expand its high-yield loan book at the current rapid pace. Investors must monitor credit costs closely. Looking ahead, the multi-year investment thesis for IDFC First Bank is entering a critical phase of valuation reassessment. The stock is currently sitting on a breakout watch near its 52-week high. Think of a breakout watch like a tightly coiled metal spring that has been compressed under immense energy. Once the external pressure is released, it unleashes a sudden, powerful vertical movement. If the bank can sustain its retail loan compounding while keeping its non-performing assets exceptionally low, the market is highly likely to reward it with a permanent valuation re-rating. As the cost of funds structurally decreases, the core return on assets will continue to expand, transforming IDFC First Bank from an emerging private player into an institutional-grade compounding powerhouse. In summary, IDFC First Bank's spectacular Q1 performance is not merely a short-term trading spike. It is a fundamental validation of its long-term strategic transition, marked by stellar profit growth and structural margin protection. As sophisticated allocators, we must balance this optimism with vigilance regarding deposit rates and changing regulatory landscapes. Thank you for analyzing this with us today. For more institutional-grade equity research, deep dive earnings breakdowns, and macro asset allocation strategies, make sure to subscribe to SR Money News IN. Turn on the notification bell to stay ahead of the curve in this rapidly evolving market landscape. Share your perspective in the comments section below. Is IDFC First Bank currently an essential pillar in your financial services portfolio? Let us know, and we will see you in the next analysis.